So I feel like we're in the home stretch. I'd like to welcome you back on behalf of Miss Crutchfield and myself. I hope you and your family are doing okay. I hope everybody's happy and healthy and safe. We're going to spend one more week learning a little bit more about asymptotes. I hope last week worked well for you. I'm not getting a whole lot of people showing up to the Monday or Wednesday on time Zoom meetings, but we'll talk more about that here in a second. What I do have is let's get in and get out kind of quick experience for week number 8. A little bit of information, talk to you about asymptotes a little bit, give you 2 different kinds of problems that we're going to be working on in this section, and then give you a chance to show that you've learned a little bit. So let's go back up here to the ongoing support. I came across this little list of positive well-being messages, and it was interesting. For years my sons and I have talked about 5 different points of well-being. I don't know that we called them well-being, but we talked about being in balance, and we talked about exactly these same words. Intellectual, we talked about it being academic. You got to be in balance academically, spiritually, socially, physically, and we've added the 5th one, financially. If you spend too much time working out and you're not taking care of your academic portions of your world, you're out of balance. If you focus too much on money instead of your spiritual world, you're out of balance. And so I liked seeing this, and tell you that we've been using it in our family for 20 years or so now. The other thing that's interesting here is that there are 10 of the 11 things in here are things that my wife and I seem to practice on a regular basis. She's always telling me as a nurse that I need to drink more water than I should, and being dehydrated is one of the reasons why you feel lazy or you get headaches. But I'm going to encourage you to read through this on your own. Hopefully it'll offer a little bit of insight to help make the next couple of weeks a little more bearable for you. I told you that the Zoom meetings are not being attended very well. I can tell you that every Monday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock, from 1 to 1:45, I'm online, open and available. If you just click on this link, they'll ask you for a meeting number. Here it is. And they'll ask you for a password. It's MWH, Magnolia West High Mustang, is my password. And you can join in with a couple of us that have been meeting on a regular basis. So that's the overview for the week. That's the ongoing support for the week. Let me talk to you a little bit more now about the overview. What are we going to be doing as far as the new math goes? Well, the objectives and the TEKS are the same as last week. The handout has been put up here. If you have a printer, it may be worthwhile to print this out so you can take some notes as we go through it a little bit. It certainly will help to have some problems worked out on here so that you've got good examples to get you through. But if you just want to look at it, I don't know that I've ever shown you that this little magnifying lens gives you the chance to just pop open and you can see what that PDF looks like without actually having to print it. So the PDF is a 2-page printout. We're going to be talking about 2 different topics today. After we get through a little review of what we did last week, we're going to be talking about flat or horizontal asymptotes as the first topic. And then we want to wrap up this whole discussion about fractions by asking you to find solutions, find the zeros, find where it crosses the x-axis. And I've got a couple of examples to go through here with you. So we're going to go in more detail about both of those topics in the work itself. But I wanted to wrap things up by telling you that at the end of this, I've got the answer to last week's puzzle. The answer is 22, and I give a little brief explanation. And then I've got this little visual picture. If you fill this up and it pours out this hole, water is going to continue to work its way down. And they just ask which tank is going to fill up first. Kind of an interesting little problem. So give it a shot. I can tell you that what you may want to do is click on this when you go into the first lesson. Uh, this little link in the handout is really a dynamite video of how these asymptotes work, and we'll go from there.